Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having an Aquarius Sun and Scorpio Moon in a natal chart. Now I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. What I'm talking about is having that Sun-Moon combination in a natal chart, having an Aquarius Sun and Scorpio Moon in your chart. Now, first off, the basic character, which is the sun. In this case, the sun being an Aquarius can be unorthodox, non-conforming, altruistic, selfless, considerate, unobtrusive, and even ingenious. And on the unconscious side, which is the moon, and in this case, the moon being in Scorpio, can be intense, resourceful, incisive, probing, and passionate. Now, the thing is, in the way this combination may integrate is that the person may bring that Aquarius altruism into something Scorpio related, which can include psychology, the occult, which includes astrology, some other things, locksmithing, recycling, investigation, or transformation. Now, the sun in astrology is connected with our basic wants, and Aquarius Sun wants to attain goals and aspirations. The moon is about our emotional needs, and the Scorpio moon needs power, things that are complex, intimate connections, and going beyond the surface, subterfuge and superficiality. I mean, things that are deep is what Scorpio moon often will need. And the sun in astrology represents the true self. So in this case, the true self, which is the sun being an Aquarius, can be innovative, unorthodox, and eccentric. Now the inner self, which is the moon represents the inner personality. And with the inner self, being the moon, in this case, the moon being an Aquarius, can be, really detached. I'm sorry, the moon, and I could say that again. The inner self, the moon being in Scorpio, can be, secretive, say obsessive, transforming, as some examples. And then you have, the sun in astrology is associated with our drive and motivation. And with the sun in Aquarius, the person may be driven and motivated, which is the sun, to do things that benefit many, which is Aquarius. And with the Scorpio moon, this may be done feeling more passionate, really with more desire and emotional intensity, which is Scorpio. And this could be more adverse if the Aquarius sun and Scorpio moon make a square aspect to each other. A square aspect in astrology is 90 degrees. I use a 10-degree orb if at least one personal planet is involved. In this case, of course, you have two personal planets that would be involved. Let's say if the Aquarius sun is at 7 degrees and the Scorpio moon is at 2 degrees, that would form a square aspect. And you could have, really, person. This could be a very strong, it's a conflict to begin with, because you have the sun and moon being square by sign, but it can be worse, I would say, if it's in that square aspect. The Aquarius sun, wants friendships and wants, groups. And, the Scorpio moon is that need, for secrecy and privacy. So you have, these energies being very, being really very, very much different, a very strong disparity. The sun in astrology is about our actions. And in the sun in Aquarius, may act, with selflessness, altruism, and the actions can be, spontaneous and unpredictable. The Scorpio moon is about our reactions and responses. And with the Scorpio moon, the reactions and responses can be with much emotional intensity, can be done with much passion. It can be a lot of the reactions to things might even be more secretive. We're talking about Scorpio. And The thing about this, too, is the moon is about, our emotional, side. So, the Scorpio moon, can be very, have power and control over their emotions, but at the same time, the emotions can be very, powerful and convoluted and very intense when they are unleashed. Now, the sun in astrology is associated with the biological father. So having an Aquarius sun, the biological father may actually be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. And the moon in astrology is associated with the mother. So with the Scorpio moon, the person's mother may actually be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. And it's also about the perception of these people. Having an Aquarius sun, the person may perceive the biological father as somebody that's ingenious, considerate, altruistic, non-conforming, somebody that's unobtrusive, but at the same time they perceive the biological father as somebody that's bizarre, unusual, a person that might be very aloof, detached, very non-conforming, and rebellious even. Now with the Scorpio moon, a person may perceive the mother, somebody that's deep, that's resourceful, a person that has a very indomitable will, um, incisive, but may perceive the mother as somebody that's overly obsessive, manipulative, controlling, jealous, and even vengeful or vindictive. So those are some ways that may manifest in terms of the perception of the biological father and mother. Now, another thing as well is that this could be, you have, the Aquarius sun and the Scorpio moon. The one thing they have in common, is that they're both fixed signs. So this is a person that could be very, willful and have really, mind, set on things and very hard, to unbalance. But the thing about this too is a lot of this, some of this at least can be modified based on contraindicators and modifying influences in the chart. I mean, let's say you have Aquarius sun and Scorpio moon, but you have a number of astrological energies that are immutable signs, major astrological energy mutable signs. The person may be more mutable, so to speak, more pliable and adaptable than the typical Aquarius sun Scorpio moon combination. Or if the person has a mutable ascendancy, let's say if the person has an Aquarius sun Scorpio moon, but they have Gemini ascendant, the person may come across in terms of their outer demeanor more much more adaptable, pliable, and willing, more willing to make adjustments and compromises for others than the typical Aquarius sun Scorpio moon combination. And the thing about this too is that as far as positive with this combination, I could see this person doing really well and something with computers, like working with viruses or things that might corrupt the computer system, because Aquarius sun, is about, wanting, is what we want. The sun astrology is what we want. The Aquarius sun may want to do things associated with computers. And the Scorpio moon is about getting to the bottom of things. So the person, could, I would say, really could flourish or thrive in a profession where they're working with something computer, electronic related, and diagnosing and getting to the bottom, the root of the problem, going really, solving that mystery, so to speak, and also doing something even with forensics. That could be, using, very high-tech equipment. Aquarius is connected, I would say, with new technology, computers, electronics. Scorpio is associated with investigation, and I would say including forensics. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.